I've had a big win for our football team tonight. Great football game, very competitive football game. I felt as we played through it. Our defense played extremely well throughout. We looked at one long one, but sort of rallied up and stopped them in some sudden change situations where they had gotten the ball in tough and put us in difficult situations. But 5 sacks, I think 2 interceptions, fourth down, a couple maybe two fourth down stops, stopped the run, closed down some passing lanes, so played very, very well there. I thought they'd been running the ball very effectively. Offensively, big plays. Naylor has 2 big touchdowns. Good execution by the Workey on the one, and then Naylor in blocking does it all on the 75-yarder. Couldn't have came at a better time. Sort of deflated everything for them. Got to run the ball more effectively. It's tough sledding, and we can't hurt ourselves with errors, with penalties. We got to make better decisions at times as well with the football because we put the ball on the ground too much. But special teams, I thought, played pretty well. Punted a couple different guys, and I thought our kickoff was very, very good into the end zone. So big fake on the field goal, well executed, well drawn up, and go away with the win. So excited, got the brass platoon back for another year, and excited. Need some chicken, sorry. But I thought we had great focus. We talked about what's our identity as a football team coming into here, who we're going to be. We got to start building our identity, and we had to come with full focus. And I thought we had full focus throughout the entire trip, especially today. And I knew that we would play hard, and I knew they'd play hard because that's their MO. But I thought we came with focus and came to play.
Do you have a name for the Coughlin touchdown play?
Rocks. Don't ask me why. I don't know why.
Can you talk about the decision to do that there? I mean, obviously, you kick the field goal, you go up 3 scores. What made you think right then was the time for that play?
Well, I felt like, we had looked at some things and felt like they were susceptible a little bit, and I felt like we could execute it. And at some point in time, I think the head football coach got to take some chances too. Can't put it all on the players. And we were down there, and we've been playing very good defense. So if they had to drive 96 yards or whatever it was for a touchdown, they were going to have to earn that. So I felt like going up, I think we went up by 21. That was a significant difference in going up by 17, even though it was 3 scores. But I just felt like this was the time, and I told our football team, hey, don't be surprised when we fake one. We're going to fake one, and I don't want to let them down too often. So that's what we did.
Coach, you had 4 number 12s at one point on the roster. What one of the number changes? Have you ever had that many in the same number before?
No, I wanted to just be able to say, hey, put number 12, get in there. Everybody look at me. Okay, but, I felt with the off week, we had some punting situations, who would be the punter, and Rocky was going to be the punter, and the other 2 guys, I said, hey, put them in number 12. But then we found out that we couldn't have them in number 12, so we had to put them in 97 and 98, which is far ways from number 12.
So you really were trying to pull a fast one with the 12s?
Oh, yeah. I mean, not a fast one, but we just wanted to create a little confusion, just sort of like motion, or lining up, and we just wanted to. We didn't want to let the cat out of the bag.
Why not Rocky punting this week?
Well, because the other 2 guys punted better. So, but he's still fully capable. We may go back to him. And we got another guy at home that punted well this week. So we just couldn't take 4 punters with us and decide between 4. So.
Mark, you mentioned about the inability to run the ball. I guess setting up that fake field goal, there were some jet sweeps and some things in the red zone. Is that part of the inability right now, the struggles in the red zone to run the ball between the tackles? Well,
we need to be able to run the ball inside, but then we also need to have perimeter runs, get the ball on the edge, and that's all a part of this. It's all a part of our scheme. Every football team has to get the ball on the perimeter, and they also have to be able to get it up inside. So they put a lot of people up in there. It's tough to say until you watch the film, but as I've said always, one guy can break down in the interior of the offensive line, and it can create a problem for everybody. Or it could be the tight end, or it could be the fullback, or it could be the running back, or it could be the play call. So, but we're going to continue to hammer at it. And you got to give Indiana credit though too, because they, I thought they played hard. They played well, and Coach Allen's the defensive coach, and he has his guys ready to play too.
That said, the injury issues along that line are causing some juggling for you.
Yeah,
I
we've
guess.
got quite a few guys that are, coming in and out. I had some other guys go down tonight. How substantial that is, I'm not sure, but Cam Chambers went out early, and but I think everybody else is probably okay, but we'll see.
Mark, you mentioned asking him what the identity of your team was. What have you found out about that? And I guess what is your identity in your mind?
Identity in my mind is we're going to come and play hard and compete and then play extremely hard and play with toughness. And we're going to, even though you can sit there and say, we had 140 yards rushing, I guess, and 75 was on the one shot, but that's including sacks, so that's a little bit misleading. So you got to figure it all up on film, figure it all out. But we're getting 4s, we're getting 5s, we're getting 8s, but we're not busting it except for that 75-yarder. We need to get some yards busted. Obviously, LJ didn't play tonight. He was hampered by an ankle. He should be, he's gotten progressively better over this course of this week, but hadn't practiced, so we didn't play him. Just didn't feel like playing a guy if he didn't practice. But the identity of our football team right now, if you look at us, you'd say, hey, hard to run the ball against, playing pretty good defense, bring some pressures on the quarterback, got some big play wide receivers. Special teams playing pretty well, considering all the things that we're dealing with, a new punter, et cetera. But hey, we're 2-1, and that's the bottom line is we're 2-1 at the end of the day.
Mark, the pass rush you mentioned, it's probably as good as we've seen in a little while at least. What do you think the difference was today, and how important is that for this defense?
I thought we got pressured all day. I mean, we got 5 sacks, but we also pressured him into scrambling out of the pocket and or throwing on the run or getting him on the move, and that's part of it. Had a couple tips. So those things are important as well. So I don't know what the answer is other than all these guys are playing up there. They're pretty talented guys. Our inside 4 are pretty talented guys, and Jack Camper got his first college start, and he's a guy that can make plays. Jacob Panasu played a lot. He'd been injured in the last game, so we got him back, and Kenny Willicus continues to be a force.
You got
One guy to reckon with.
You mentioned about Panasu playing. You Beetle and Schuin both get in there, and also Campbell coming back late. I mean, Campbell throwing some blocks out there on that last touchdown run. I mean, I guess when you have that many injuries, guys, how do they manage when it's too much or when it's enough to play?
They know. I think they know, and our trainer knows, and I don't get involved in that. But they play with some toughness. They play with some toughness. That's where it's got to always start. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. On the fake field goal, was that something that was designed and implemented all this week, or the bye week, or is that one that you've been sitting on for a while?
A little of both.
Okay. And then with Naylor, what is it that's allowed him to come in and play so early, play such a role? Like
Well, he's made plays throughout summer camp, and then he made a couple plays. I think in the last couple games, he's made a couple, and he's got good hands. He can run. And, he's got some big playability, so I want to take advantage of that.
Mark, we
Just
got time
another
for a
guy.
couple more guys. First 2 games, 10-point leads, double-digit leads in the fourth quarter. In the second half, you guys were unable to hold on to. Tonight, you have 21, and then it becomes interesting late. What do you think it'll take for this? I guess, what do you think is the reason that it just can't wait that knockout punch to?
It's very, very hard to win. It's extremely hard to win anywhere at any time. So we keep trying. Believe me, we got up by 21. We keep trying. I'd like to say, hey, run that play that just gained 20, run it again. But it's the competitive attitude in this conference in the East Division. Indiana's got a good football team. They've been very competitive last year as well. Remember the game last year, and they continue to play hard. So you have to really, why didn't we deliver the knockout punch? Credit Tom Allen and his football team. They did a nice job. They kept hanging in.
Felton Davis had an incredible catch, one of 3 on that particular drive. Does he compare to any receiver you've had over the 11 years as coach? And then how do you notice teams trying to defend him? How can you take advantage of those matchups?
Yeah, I would say he's a guy, I can't, who's he compared to right now? Michael Jenkins from Ohio State when I was at Ohio State, maybe. He's a big, tall guy, rangy guy, can catch the ball, extremely well played X. I'm trying to think of our guys here, they weren't maybe as linear as he was. Okay? You know, I can't think, but he's an excellent receiver. He's got great ability, he's got great jumping ability. You know, the guy that long jumps 10.8. You know, he's an explosive guy for that big. He's got great hands, he's playing with a lot of confidence.
Mark, as much as you want Ryan to make plays, he has to make plays, but do you need him to throw the ball away sometimes in
Yeah.
such situations? And
Yeah,
be more
you know, he's hanging on to it and trying to make too many, and then he's trying to get out of trouble. Sometimes he's got to let it go and throw it away. You know, but you know, he's trying to make a play, so his confidence in himself and his ability, and that's what I want. That's what we all want. But at times, you know, you need to take care of the football a little bit better, I think.
How uncomfortable was it at the end to have Weston Bridges out there? You're going through a lot of running backs, it's a key situation, and you have a guy who's never touched the ball in a
Sure.
situation where you'd like to run it. What about your running back situation?
You know, I think anytime a guy gets touches and gets to play in a game for the first time, I think that's huge. That's experience. You got to have experience to go play some, and the more experience you get, the better you're going to play the next time out. So I thought it was great that he got an opportunity to get in there. I'm not sure if he carried the ball, but he had the opportunity to carry the ball in the weak read a number of times. The quarterback just pulled it, but he pulled it based on a read. So if the read told him to give it, he would have given it. So it was not like we weren't trying to get the ball into his hands. It was just it was a quarterback read.
You're having to go deep into your running back bullpen
Yeah.
early in the year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've got good running backs. We've actually, you know, Elijah Collins actually made the trip as well, and he's demonstrated that he can play as well. So I feel like we've got 4 guys that played the games. You know, certainly Ladarius, you know, he had 1 fumble, but he made some nice runs, but got to split it, you know, got to make the big play. But he had some nice runs, and he's a physical runner. Weston got in the game. You know, Connor obviously had a lot of work tonight, so he got his hands on the ball as well. So just got to keep going.
All right, guys, we got to wrap
Thanks,
this
Mark.
up. So get to